Hello guys, this is Alex from Paramec Financial Services. Welcome back to part 2 from our continuation from the last video. Really appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and get into this. Now we'll get into the section about how to buy and sell a stock. So first thing we need is to find a broker. In short, a broker is an individual or firm that acts as a middleman for the investor and the securities exchange. Some examples of a broker are E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Robinhood. You might have heard these companies or these names before. Once you sign up for the broker, you will need to deposit funds, which is from money from your bank account. You deposit the funds into the brokerage account, and then you can start trading securities, which is great. Now that you've funded your brokerage account, the next step is to choose a stock. A good place to start is by researching companies that you already know from your experience as a consumer. So say, for example, you like Apple products, or you go on Amazon a lot, or maybe you love Google. Some examples there. So remember, when you own a share of the stock, you now own equity of the company. So that means that you are looking for companies which you want to become a part owner of, okay? Once you figured out what companies you like, you do a little bit of research, One simple way would be is to check out the company's annual reports. Those annual reports will provide context and numbers in what's happening with the company, how much money they're making, what revenue they're making, what their projects they're doing, things like that. And it's also good too, as step 2, to keep up on the company's quarterly earnings, as it's generally a good idea as well. Okay? So now let's go over some basic terminologies when buying and selling. It's going to be important because when you start using your brokerage account or your trading platform, these are terms that you're going to commonly see. Okay? So guys, the first term we're going to use is ask. So ask are for the buyers. That is the price the seller is willing to accept for the stock. So remember, ask is you're asking to buy. Next word is bid. Bid is for the sellers. The price that the buyer is willing to pay for the stock. The bid, buyer, okay? Ask, accept, pretty simple. Now the next word is a spread. Spread is pretty simple. The spread is the difference between the highest bid price and the lowest asking price. So it's the difference between the buyers and the sellers. How much is the difference between both, okay? Next is a market order. So when you hear the market order, say for example, Apple's at 125, current price. And if you execute a market order, it's going to go ahead and buy the stock at the listed price. Now we'll go over something called a limit order. A limit order is just a simple request to buy or sell a stock at a specific price. So say for example, you wanted to buy Apple and it's currently at 125 and you're expecting to go down, then you can go ahead and set a price at say 124. So that is a limit order, okay? Next we'll go over something called a stop loss. So a stop loss is a price that you're willing to set to sell. So in meaning, if you bought Apple at 120 and you're scared that if it goes down and the price plummets and you don't want to lose all your profits, you may set it at 118. So if it happens to hit 118, I'll sell the shares rather than if it to go all the way down to 0 and you lose everything, then you're at a huge loss. So it's very important to keep in mind with the stop loss. And the last simple vocabulary we're going to go over today is called a stop limit order. So a stop limit order is when the stop price is reached, the trade turns into a limit order and it is filled up to the point where the specific price can be met. So let's say, for example, you got a cup of coffee, okay? Cup of coffee is at $1. By the time the cup fills up to the top, it hits that specific price, it'll stop filling it. So that's kind of an example of how a stop limit order works. Well, everybody, we'll be now ending this segment. Let's kind of recap what we went over today. We went over what the stock market is, how does the stock market work, what is a stock, and how to buy and sell a stock. Well, I really hope that this segment helped you guys better understand a little bit more about the stock market overall. Make sure you guys follow, drop a like, and stay tuned for the next video. We got a lot of new stuff coming up for you guys. We're gonna probably try to pump out maybe a couple videos a week, 2 to 4 or 3 videos a week. So stay tuned. Really looking forward to give you guys some more content. And thank you very much. This is Alex from Paramec Financial Service. You guys have a good day.